2017 Chevrolet Bolt EV. Here's proof that the electric car isn't going away. General Motors, that 108-year-old monolithic automaker, now sells a battery electric hatchback that delivers more than 200 miles of driving range and can be had for less than the price of the average new car. With the arrival of the 2017 Chevrolet Bolt EV, the electric car reaches a major milestone, one that also secures its future, a move toward mass appeal. It no longer matters if your in-laws show up at the airport unannounced. The Bolt has enough range to cover a day's tasks plus the unexpected. It no longer matters if venture capital never recognizes the potential of your Bluetooth-enabled toilet seat. Anyone with a typical new car budget can afford a Bolt. And, in the bigger picture, it no longer matters if Tesla goes belly up. Electric cars appear to have laid down permanent roots in the automotive landscape with the first long-range, affordable EV from an established, mainstream automaker. The Bolt starts at $37,495 in LT trim, but a $7,500 federal tax credit will pull the price under $30,000. Some states and municipalities offer incentives beyond that. The liquid-cooled lithium-ion battery pack stores 60.0 kilowatt-hours of energy, equivalent to about 1.8 gallons of gasoline, enough to earn a 238-mile range rating from the EPA. The range and the price by themselves make the Bolt a car worthy of celebration. Drive it, though, and you'll discover the Bolt also is good enough to be worthy of all the breathless hype that's been showered on the Tesla Model 3. Range conquered. Next? Charging. We've already verified that the Bolt will actually cover 238 miles during a leisurely jaunt up the California coast that left us with an indicated 34 miles of remaining range. However, the quadratic effects of aerodynamic drag mean that the faster you drive, the faster the battery drains. So in our most recent rendezvous with the Bolt, we performed a real-world range test that mimics a long highway road trip. With the cruise control set to 75 miles per hour and the climate system set to 72 degrees, we drove the battery to exhaustion in 190 miles. As far as we're concerned, that's still more than enough for daily driving duties. The Bolt also puts its driver at ease by showing 3 range numbers in its digital instrument panel, a maximum, a minimum, and a more prominent best estimate based on your driving style and accessory usage, climate control, headlights, audio, as well as ambient conditions. Range anxiety isn't the sharnado of underlying worry that it was in earlier EVs. The fear of running out of juice unexpectedly was a far more serious issue in electric cars of the recent past, which occasionally chewed through 2 miles on their predicted range readouts for every mile driven. Consumer focus on range could fade away entirely except for the last real hurdle to widespread EV adoption, the inconvenience of recharging during journeys that exceed the battery's single charge range. With the Bolt's impressive reach, after a typical day, most owners will need only to plug in overnight. Those who venture farther afield will find that the charging network is the one arena where Chevrolet is still handily outscored by Tesla. For $750, Bolt buyers can opt for direct current fast charging capability via a combined charging system, CCS, port. As of September 1, 2016, there were 1,061 CCS fast charging connectors in the United States, versus 2,010 Tesla supercharger hookups. Most CCS stations charge at 50 kilowatts, and Chevrolet claims they can be expected to add 90 miles of range in 30 minutes of charging. Not bad, but that's roughly half the rate of Tesla's 120 kilowatt superchargers, and access to CCS chargers definitely isn't included in the price of the Bolt. A bigger concern is that CCS connectors are clustered around major population centers, leaving vast stretches of U.S. interstates completely uncovered. You won't, for example, be making the 600-mile drive from Kansas City to Denver in a Chevrolet Bolt unless you don't mind charging for upward of 30 hours on 110-volt outlets along the way. Even on a typical 240-volt, 32-amp Level 2 charger, the Bolt needs almost 10 hours to recharge from empty. If GM wants EVs to make it to the next milestone, the company needs to address the pitiful state of fast-charging infrastructure, either by organizing the industry or simply building the network itself. These are minor criticisms at this early stage for affordable EVs, when the battery technology remains so expensive. The Bolt team focused its priorities where they matter, on the substance, and built the most important vehicle for battery electric technology to date. The Chevrolet Bolt delivers big range, a reasonable price, and impressive driving manners, paving the way for the rest of the industry to follow.